I guess it would help if I turned my microphone on to be live. Tom Ginn here, G-Force. I am live. It works better with the microphone on. But anyway, I'm so grateful. You always learn from your mistakes. You know, you got to laugh at yourself. But G is for gratitude. We have just finished up the book, Going Through the ABCs of Attitude by Glenn Bill. And it's a significant book that I use in my coaching to help people better understand that the outcomes we're getting in life are directly related to our attitudes, our belief systems. And as a coach, one of the things I'm really helping people better understand is when we deal with fear, we deal with doubt or worry or thoughts of anxiety, a negative thought. It's one thing to know and recognize what's going on, but the key is being able to make that switch from that fear to action. And there's a process that I have learned. I apply it in my coaching, and it's a very simple technique. When I first was introduced to it through this book right here, The 5-Second Rule by Mel Robbins, I encourage you to get on Facebook or YouTube and check her out and hear her story. Phenomenal story. And through that story, she wrote this book. And this is by far one of the best tools that I use in my coaching and teach my clients how to get through the issue with this process, the 5-second rule. It's powerful. It helps you make a change instantaneously. It's a process. The 5-second rule will wake up your inner genius. Help you become a better leader, a rock star. Athletes, I'm going to use a story around how athletes use this. An artist. And it's the change agent for inside you. So you can move forward. This rule will push you to another level. I guarantee it when you understand it, use it, and master it in your life. The 5-second rule. But before I get into that, I just want to make sure you're turning on your notifications. You're sharing this out. Tag your friends. Make comments. And the reason I want you to share this out is tomorrow, my guest is a mentor, a coach, somebody I've just recently met. I'm involved in one of his programs. Here it is, Grow Live, Livestream Academy. If it wasn't for his program, I would never have had the courage or confidence to go live in my business, using it in my marketing. It is by far one of the best personal development tools that I personally encounter. Gets me through that fear that we all have. So tomorrow, mark your calendars. Ken Walls is going to be on. That's 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central, 11 a.m. Pacific. So turn on your notifications. I'm excited, nervous at the same time, doing an interview with my coach and mentor. So he's going to make sure I'm at the top of my game. It's going to be a great learning experience just from that point of view. So Ken Walls tomorrow. So turn on your notifications. We'll see you then tomorrow. But I want to get back into this book right here real quickly. One of the greatest things that holds people where they're at, or making a decision, or doing anything, is predominant thing that is running us and that we operate from is fear. Is in fear. So if we recognize fear, we got to know how to turn that fear switch, or that feeling that we get with fear, and change that thought so we can take action to get the result we want. And here's a story I think it's important to understand. Let's take a look at a football player. That's sort of my passion. That was one of my dreams in life, to play at high level college and possibly pros when I was a youngster. I was highly recruited. Then I got injured, and I've got a story around that we can cover at another time. But when we look at football and we look at how violent that sport is, and the worst end result anybody can get playing football is death. So if we look at it, why would anybody play the game if there's a possibility of the worst outcome that you could get from playing it? Well, let's talk first of all about the athlete and the coach. They have a vision of the outcome. They have a vision of the winning the game or the championship. They see it before they even get on the field. So there's a clear vision. There's a motivation. There's some power behind that. And what a coach does, and what sports psychologists do, is people say, are you afraid to get on the field? Or are you afraid to get on stage? Are you afraid to do a live stream? You may be asking those questions. Yes, I'm afraid. But keep in mind that fear, anxiety, worry have the same vibration levels as excitement. And what sports psychologists and great coaches do, they get people to change the word. Recognize you're not going to get rid of the fear. It's innately within us. We know that it's dangerous. But how do we run ourselves down the field and collide with another 300-pounder at full speed, knowing that it could kill us? The worst outcome possible. It's the vision. And so what an athlete's been taught to do through his coaching and those type of things is they don't use the word fear. They use the word excitement. Excitement is the same vibration. And through excitement, you say, I'm excited to run down the field because the outcome, you're excited for the outcome. So it's a little technique to understand. I'm going to show you how it works here in a moment with the 5-second rule, because fear is very powerful. Very, very powerful. We also have negative thoughts. We have beliefs that they're holding us back. And so if we can recognize what those thoughts, we can then take that thought that's not serving us, holding us back, keep us stuck. We've got to find what is the direct opposite to be able to put that in action. So this is how the brain works. There's a lot of science research around it. So you can only focus on one thought and one idea, one picture in your mind at a time. Can't occupy a negative and positive at the same place. So you have that feeling of fear. You know it. We all know what fear feels like at different levels. So you recognize I'm in a state of fear. You've got to stop it. And you keep in mind, you can only hold one thought at a time. So the process works this way. You're in fear. You do a countdown, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That is immediately turning the switch on or off to give you a chance to reframe the thought to an outcome you seek, a direct opposite. So in relationship to fear, it's excitement. Then you say, I'm excited to get on stage. I'm excited to do a live stream. I'm excited, and you fill in the blank. So you use the 5, 4, 3, 2 to stop the thought. You're holding the 5, 4, 3, 2 while you're still trying to find that new word, you recognize it through training and coaching, you instantaneously, you do this really quick. Now you replaced it with excitement. Then you take action, and through that action is going to reinforce and give you confidence. It's going to do a lot of things. So this rule and understanding it is a game changer if you understand how you think, how to stop the negative thought or the fear, how to replace it with what excitement or the direct opposite, positive, put into action, it changes everything. It's a wonderful, wonderful tool to use when you understand how our mind works. And that's what I teach. So if you're ever looking to have some insight on that, find out more about how I do that, how I help people recognize that the thinking determines the results. So just wanted to put that out there. I'm just going to share this with you. You're probably you may not show up tomorrow after I give you this one. I'm going to get you to show you how powerful that 5-4-3-2 rule is, and just understand the mechanisms of it working, is apply this technique. And what I'm going to ask you to do is at this moment, don't think about a pink elephant. The rest of the day, don't think about a pink elephant. Tomorrow, don't think about a pink elephant. And guess what? Every time you turn around, you're going to see something pink. You're going to think of a pink elephant. That's a thought that you don't want to entertain. It's driving you crazy. So what do? You got to be able to change that image or that thought into something that's pleasing, something that you want to accomplish, the direct opposite. So you do, I don't want you to think of the pink elephant. You look around, you see pink, you're thinking pink elephant. Tomorrow, when you see something pink, you're going to think of pink elephant. And guess what? That is something you may not want to keep in your mind. So how are you going to get rid of it? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You change pink elephant to a blue elephant because you like blue. You don't like pink elephants, you like blue elephants. It's pleasing to you. So you do 5, 4, 3, 2. When that pink elephant comes in your mind, blue elephant, just changing the thought, and then you take action and move forward through it. I just encourage you to do that exercise. It may sound corny, but I guarantee you this, I know this, is when I start talking to you about the pink elephant, it's in your mind and it will show up. There are things that are going to trigger in your life that trigger fear, negativity, worry, anxiety, all the emotional feelings that keep us stuck. The key is that you're the master at that, understanding where you are. And one simple mechanism and understanding, put it to work, you can change everything. It'll push you to where you've never been before. I guarantee it. So I teach these principles in my coaching when I'm working with a client. When we identify what's holding me back, what are some of the fears I have, what are some of my negative thoughts, what are some of my negative belief systems, we work on that to reframe the thinking, because it's going to come up. Your program is running all the time. It's going to show up. You got to learn how to turn the switch off on that thought, replace it with a direct opposite, take action, build the confidence, and you will like the feelings, because we operate on feelings. So I thought I would share that pink elephant with you. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blue elephant. I replaced it. I take action. And every time something pink comes up, you're going to think pink elephant. You're going to think of that fear. You're going to think of that anxiety. It'll show up in feelings. You have learned what's the direct opposite, and switch it off and move forward. So we're going to go through some principles book starting next week, the 5-second rule. People always ask me, what are some of the top books that you recommend? 5-second rule. If you want a book that you can read, apply, and put to work, and take the stories from here and you can relate to them, put them to work, you're going to see some significant changes. But if you want to take it even further, I just highly recommend is get a mentor, get a Zamboni, as I talked about yesterday. Something to help you drive through that process, encourage you, to help you change those things that are in the way of your success. So the 5-second rule. So again, tomorrow, 1 p.m. Central Time, Ken Walls is going to be my guest. I'm enrolled in his program, Grow Live Academy. It's an honor to have him come on. At the same time, I'm excited and I'm terrified at the same time, but I'm going to do my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 before he comes on. And it will bring down my energy and put me in a state of out of fear into excitement. So he's a great influencer. He's got a great story. And so mark your calendars, turn on your notifications for tomorrow. If it wasn't for Ken Walls, the introduction through a colleague of Ken Walls, I wouldn't be doing this. I'd be too scared, too self-conscious to put my face in front of a camera. Still learning how to do that, where to look and all those type of things. But just the thought of going live, my insecurities that I have, and we all have them. What's somebody going to think? Am I going to be whatever our little mind says to us? I have them. So do you. But through the 5-second rule, it changes your thought. And tomorrow, Ken Walls will be on telling his story. And it's powerful. And never know where it's going to go, but I know it's going to have a lot of wisdom, a lot to draw from, something to grow from. There's no doubt. I've been in his workshops and in and around his groups and seen his interviews. So I'm super, super excited to have Ken come in tomorrow. I'm being redundant here, but I just want to let you know how excited I am to have him part of the G-Force. If you ever need to reach out to me and you want to talk about anything, the first step to change is making a decision to reach out to somebody. Just to reach out to somebody. It could be me, it could be somebody else, but reach out to somebody that's been down a path that can help you go to where you're going. Then just reach out. And that's the first step to growth. That's the first step. But you're going to be afraid to call Tom Ginn or Ken Walls, some other coach or mentor. Do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm excited to talk with because I know I'm going to have an outcome that's pleasing. Okay, you just shift your thinking. So if you do want to reach out to me, my email's there. And if you put in the subject line this one thing, 5-second rule, I'll know exactly the topic you might want to talk about, how to use it. We can have some dialogue on that. We can do some exercise on that. I can find out more where you're at and where you want to go. You can find out more about me and what I do and see if I might be that Zamboni for you to help you clear the ice, clear your thinking so you can get to where you want to go, professionally, business, or whatever the case may be. So, yeah, reach out to me. My contact information there, my website's there. You can find out more about what I do. I work with veterans. I've done coaching at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, working with veterans. So if you're a veteran, I do offer special tuition rates for veterans. I thank you for serving our country. It isn't for the veterans, we wouldn't be able to express and have the freedoms and liberties we have today. So I hold a heart of gratitude for those that have served, So with that all said, I am going to sign out. We'll see you tomorrow, 1 p.m. Central Time, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. G-Force is with gratitude. Mark your calendars. We'll see you tomorrow.